What is good, ladies and germs? We are back at it again. Beards, Brews, and Bros, Triple B's, once again, Sans, the sleeping giant, Jared Mossman, Mr. K-Rob here in the house with the excellent head of House Gryffindor, Mr. Byron
No.
Moss.
I know I look like Harry Potter,
You
but
fucking do.
I'm a Slytherin.
No, Jared's more of a Slytherin.
I'm a Slytherin through and through.
We got to speak more on his behalf. We are back at it, ladies and gentlemen, once again, and we thank you all for joining us for another fun episode of Triple B's. It is 4th of July weekend around these parts here in Midwestern America, if you will.
Time to play. Is it fireworks or gunshots?
Definitely fireworks over here, man. No, we're very very excited about this weekend. Not the humidity though. You know what? And anyone who listens to us in parts of the country or in the world where y'all don't experience humidity, I don't like you right now.
And the thing is this: anybody who lives like say Florida or whatnot, you say, "Oh my God, it's humid." You get a nice coastal breeze, so it's not that bad.
Yeah,
Come to Missouri, where it's swamp ass.
yeah. I literally yesterday I put on Facebook the entire state of Missouri is under swamp ass alert until further notice. The
Yep.
the high today is supposed to be 98. Yesterday it was 102.
Uh, I wouldn't know because I got to work from home, so I never left my apartment.
I mean, I work indoors, and I'm no longer beating up my body. I'm working at Casey's as the regular job until we start making some dough off this bitch right here. But it's cool, and it's honestly, you know what temperature it usually is every night? 69 degrees. Hell
Same.
yeah, nice. No, I'm enjoying that job a whole lot now. This humidity, I absolutely am not, and I have not gotten my hair cut yet, so I'm dying out here.
Yeah, yeah, I can
I
tell that fro.
You leave my shit alone.
I'm just
And
saying, like the fro looks nice, but it's
it
hot.
does not, dude. It's not picked out right now. This looks awful.
Well, still, compared to me, you're like when my hair gets that long or whatnot, it looks ratty ass.
Did you just not go get a haircut last
I
weekend?
did because it looked ratty ass.
By comparison, never mind. Like I look like one of those chocolate Teddy Grahams that you buy bags of.
Yeah,
I look like one of those Dad Bod edition. That's what's going on right now.
fuck you, and I want Teddy Grahams.
You know what? I haven't like no, you know I ate Casey's pizza all night, so you know what? Like I could go for some actual food. And I'll go get some later today. I got a weekend to get ready for, folks, and I hope you guys have a safe one, whatever you're doing, because most of us will have to work on the actual 4th of July. And also shout out for getting that time and a half for those of you who do work
Yeah,
on 4th of July.
and just remember, either drink or shoot fireworks, not both.
Please, yeah, please party responsibly with family, friends, especially if you're around children. Now we got a healthy amount to get into this week. Very excited about it. You had anything going on this week, man? Or since we last caught up?
Oh, not really. We're hitting July, so the approaching for moving is coming. We all know how much fun it is moving. Bleh.
Best time ever.
Yeah, it's July 18th. We get our keys, and then this is gonna be a more interesting moving because the place we're moving to said you can paint the apartment.
Any ideas?
No, I have no clue. It's. I'm a yes, dear. That looks great, dear. Because
So
because
you're
here's the
gonna let
thing.
Rachel paint the whole house or come up with all the colors and the ideas?
Here's the thing. It's an apartment. I could care
Oh,
less. If it was my house, it's a different story.
fair. All right. Yeah.
But
I couldn't remember if you were getting an apartment or
yeah,
house.
it's an apartment. So the thing is, we'll go. Since we'll get our keys, we'll go in, look at the thing at the apartment, and then go to Lowe's, get the paint, spend that day painting the apartment, and then the 19th is we move all the furniture and everything. 20th is come back here and deep clean the hell out of this place. That way, the 21st we're done.
Yeah.
But the downside of painting a new place is when we leave, we have to paint it back the old way.
Got anybody stepping in to give you a hand?
My my in-laws.
Hey, better than absolutely
Yeah.
nobody.
My father-in-law, he's got a truck with a trailer. So hey, no U-Haul this time.
Whew, that would probably suck.
Well, actually, it would be that bad considering it's still local. Like local moving is not that expensive. It's when you got to move like cities is when they kill you.
Well, yeah, you're not going to look forward to that, especially getting into, close to the hottest point of the summer. And
We did it last time. Let's pray to God this time me and her don't want to kill each other.
yeah, kind of like that, kind of like y'all's trip to Florida.
Oh, that was just because we were tired all the time.
Probably around each other too much in a confined space.
A little bit. Like we do like our separation sometimes, but no, like here's the thing. This time around we won't have smoke detectors going off because of the humidity.
Holy shit.
I kid you not, when we moved last time, we opened the door for even like a minute and the smoke detectors would go off because it was so humid.
Yeah, now that's next level.
So we're sitting here trying to move everything. It's humid as hell. Smoke detectors are going off. We're just trying to get shit done, and we're just like we're about ready to strangle each other.
Dude, let me tell you something. Moving stuff. First off, when Michelle's mother and I, Jesse, were still when we were together, and we were getting moved into our apartment right before Michelle was born. There was nothing fun about that. She really wanted to help, but this was early January, I want to say, and we were a month away from popping. So
She wasn't doing much. You were doing most of the work.
No, I definitely wasn't doing most of it. We all did our part, but we had a lot of help from her family. But we had this monstrous wood desk that we thought was particle board. This thing was solid wood, and it did not come apart, but piece by piece.
Yeah, no.
So we needed like four people to turn it sideways to move it upstairs. Dear Lord. It was trifling. It was just terrible. And she's like, I thought it was particle board. Oh, that was the worst, especially up a narrow stairway. No thanks. But sounds like you guys got a new exciting chapter to open up. Why don't you tell? You went to a concert recently, so why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, we went and we saw Fall Out Boy at the Hollywood Amphitheater last Saturday. One of her coworkers had some extra tickets, and he gave us two for free.
That's awesome. How was the show?
The first three acts were just kind of like you vibe. It's cool. Honestly, I can't remember the three bands. Alkaline Trio was the one that played right before Fall Out Boy, and then there was Daisy Grenade, and I cannot remember the third one. It was
Alkaline Trio I've heard of.
They're very much like it was a vibe band. Like it was just like I'm like, yeah, this is great. It's more like, yeah, this is good.
Good mood set.
Yeah, it was like a thing. It was very '90s rock style. The music's vibe, but Fall Out Boy. Honestly, I thought this show was better than the one I saw. God, it was 2017 when I saw them last at the Sprint Center. Not Sprint Center. Enterprise.
Nice.
Yeah. And I can say this much: if Fall Out Boy fan or not, if you get a chance to see Fall Out Boy, see them. They are a show to see. They if you want to see performers, yeah. And like no joke, the effects they did were great. Like they had almost like a projected like holographic Rottweiler. That like
what?
I wish I had a video of it. But like, again, we were back on the lawn, so you really couldn't videos from far back really don't come out great. But like, dude, I'm telling you, like, it was crazy. Like, it literally looked like it could just reach out and like eat one of the band members.
That's fucking sick sounding.
But like I said, they are a hell of a show. I heard everything I wanted to hear from them except for Immortal.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, Byron.
Hey, I heard everything else. I heard things for the Memories, Phoenix, Baby We're Going Down.
Of course, the OG classic.
Yeah. Oh, they played a lot of stuff from their old albums.
Didn't you say they had a really long set?
It was like an hour and a half.
Damn.
Like it was they played a lot of music. It was great.
Now you had a lot of fun at the show. However, you called me the next day and bitched about getting to your car.
Oh god, like Hollywood Amphitheater, lots of parking. But if you don't park, if you don't park near one of the poles where it says where you're at, dear God, finding your car is ridiculous. Because everybody's alarms are going off trying to find their car. Like, have you ever been to the Hollywood Amphitheater?
No, actually.
It's an experience. Because getting in, not a problem. Like literally, I kid you not, by the time we got to the front, we were through the line in under 5 minutes.
Now that's awesome.
But the thing is, we tried to leave the amphitheater. It took us almost an hour and a half.
Dude.
We didn't get home till 1. We got done about 11 and got home about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you know what? Now I'm an itty bitty dude. So here's what I would have been doing. If I got places I gotta be and I'm trying to get the hell home, I'm tired, my wife's tired, we got shit to do. I'm gonna go old school like Ludacris and start throwing some bows to get people the fuck up out my way.
That wasn't the problem.
And I'm tiny, so you can't see me.
That wasn't the problem. The problem was getting your car out of your parking spot because the lines weren't moving.
Oh my god, and it's too hot for that.
Honestly, that night it really wasn't that bad. It was maybe mid-70s.
But combining with all that humanity and body heat radiating around you, like, nah, y'all need.
No. Dude, it was like a perfect summer night. Not too hot. It felt great. Vibe was good. It's just getting out of the parking lot was a bitch. We sat in my car. I think my wife was on the phone with her friend for 30, 40 minutes before we even pull out of my parking spot.
That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah. But hey, there's honestly not a bad spot at the amphitheater. The only thing is, I can say this is if you get your knees give you issues or whatnot, standing on uneven slope ground will kill you because my knee is still hurting.
That was over a week ago. You took an ass whooping. You took an ass whooping after the fact.
I'm just glad I only stood for Fall Out Boy, not the other ones. I sat on a lawn chair we rented, but like I said, it's my knees are just not what they used to be.
See, last show I went to was last year at the Walmart amphitheater over in Rogers. Go see the Backstreet Boys and just on an aside, how those dudes are almost 50 and ain't lost a step whatsoever. Like they age so well.
But they don't do certain moves anymore.
No, of course not. I mean, they said there's some things we aren't even entertaining doing anymore. But they all look great. That was a great show. Getting out of there was not fun. Three level car garage, never fun. Trying to get down from with other people. Blocking. Yeah. I remember there was a Karen that was snapping off on folks that wouldn't let us out. Jeez, should have recorded that.
I don't remember there being a parking garage around there.
It's well off in the back, way off to the right.
I think we just parked in the main parking lot.
Yeah, we parked further out. It was cost nothing, but it was a long walk to get there. So you had yourself an awesome time, and since then, I've switched jobs. I work at Casey's now. Good riddance to bad rubbish that is Walmart. I ain't talking about my friends that work there. We're not naming names. I'm just gonna say, I got tired of having my ass beat over, for a job that really wasn't worth it. You don't pay enough for folks to get an ass whooping like this.
Walmart,
and to be so pushy, and finding out now things with the people I worked with are not getting any better. So I'll just leave it at that, and hopefully some of y'all please run. Just run. Like what's his name? Who told Charlie Bucket to just run whenever he got the golden ticket? Run as fast as he could. Run like you just got a Wonka's golden ticket and get out. Go somewhere else, please. No, so with this job, I'm doing the overnight thing again, cashiering and helping out here and there, everywhere, and all that good jazz, and learning, how that stuff goes. First off, lower energy, a little bit better pay. Manager is a really good friend of mine. Unfortunately, he is an Atlanta Braves fan and has to remind me every day of how great they are. I don't dislike the Atlanta Braves. I grew up. My mother is a Braves fan. She, raised me in Georgia. raised some of us in Georgia. So Braves have always been, their credit's always been good with me. But now
Yeah.
I got to hear about it all the time. But when football season comes, he can't really say too much. He's an Atlanta Falcons fan. So even though I have the Falcons making the playoffs this year, they'll never get over 28-3 in the Super Bowl.
Nope.
Never get past that.
They get to live that horribleness. For me,
Yeah,
it's just kind of like with baseball this year. It's like I had high hopes, my expectations were crushed. Now it's like, you know what? We win, we win. We don't, we don't.
pretty much.
This season's a wash. Maybe next year they'll get their shit figured out, and maybe Mo will figure something out.
We are currently on pace to lose either between 94 and 96 games as of right now. Our expected record right now is supposed to be 37-43. We are 33-47.
Just watch it. Like now, there's no expectations or whatnot. Just watch them pull the October bullshit.
I always say you never say never, because the 2019 Washington Nationals, through the first 50 games, were 19-31. Anything's possible, and we had more talent than them, at least at the plate.
I know we talked about it before, but hell, remember the 2011 World Series? We weren't even supposed to be there.
We backdoored our way in.
So it's still possible.
Likely, it is possible, and our division is not impossible. But I'll tell you this right now, it legitimately feels like the Cincinnati Reds could all of a sudden just snap off and go on a run, because they're the most talked about team in baseball right now, even though they're basically a 500 team, but they've got so much buzz. Ellie De La Cruz, doing big things. And also, on an aside, a big congratulations to the New York Yankees 2 nights ago, throwing the 24th perfect game in Major League Baseball history against the Oakland A's. I forget the name of the pitcher. I will have to look that up, because I'm just having a severe brain fart, and that's absolutely pathetic on my part.
It's early in the morning, dude.
It's not even that. I just saw his freaking name. I'm like, what is wrong with me? How do you get this wrong? Domingo Germán, a big congratulations. So get this. The dude's number is 0, and he throws a perfect game.
Hey.
How wild is that? No, even better. 27 up, 27 down, pitched 9 innings, perfect game. Struck out 9. Strikes out 9 in 9 innings. Allows nothing burgers. Where's number 0?
Did they let him finish the game?
Huh?
Did they let him finish the game?
Yes, a 9. In today's baseball.
What?
Now, if this was Dave Roberts of the Los Angeles Dodgers, he's going to pull you after 6 innings.
I mean, most pitchers don't even make it. Most pitchers make it maybe 7 at most nowadays.
I'm curious what his pitch count was in that game, but to strike out 9 over in a perfect game, and he did it against the Oakland A's. I know, yada yada, say what you will about the A's, but they've had a solid run of of decent play. They had a longer winning streak than the Cardinals did this year. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the thing is this.
Yeah, and guess who we play starting tonight? The Yankees.
Like I said, it's whatever. But here's the thing: in this day and age where analytics and pitch counts are so heavily monitored,
mm-hmm.
a player actually being allowed to pitch 9 innings is unheard of.
It absolutely is. They won that game 11-0. Oh, the A's did register a number in the box score. They had 3 errors. Now I'm gonna pull up his numbers. He 99 pitches. Holy crap! So wait a minute. 9 innings, 9 strikeouts, 99 pitches.
And the thing is, most pitchers, their pitch count is 100.
That's usually the cap nowadays for starters, especially established starters. If you're not monitoring their arms too heavy, if it's not a case if you have a pitching prodigy that comes up really young in his career, let's say like a 19-year-old or something like that, and you have him on a pitch cap of 70. It's nothing like that. However, 100 pitches, you don't see that often. But this dude literally ran this on 99 pitches, which is crazy because I believe in his previous start he got shelled by Seattle. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up his numbers this year in his last 5 starts. Yeah, let's see. Prior to, on June 22nd, Diego Germán pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 10 runs, 8 earned on 8 hits, struck out 4, walked 2, gave up 4 homers, and hit a man on 93 pitches and 3 1/3. Next start, perfect game on 99 pitches. Baseball's weird.
Yep.
Baseball is super weird. Oh, and they lost. The Yankees lost his previous 2 starts, 10-2 and 15-5.
This season has been really weird with like really high scores. Because like I mean, hell, look at what the Angels did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, that was a few nights ago. Yeah, can we talk about that? 25-1 against the Colorado Rockies
in 4 innings.
That it was literally the most absurd thing we'd seen in a while. I mean, come on. Like, what are we even doing here? I mean, let's go to that game log. I just looked up Ohtani. So we pull up Shohei. We'll find the game. Shouldn't be hard to find. Yeah, June 24th, 25-1 box score. Let's take a look here because he was hitting 294 going into that game. He DH'd. I mean, good freaking Lord. And you know what's hilarious is that the Angels and Rockies made a trade with each other after that game. Eric Hosmer, the Rockies' first baseman, former World Series champion with the Royals, got traded to the Angels.
Yep. Speaking of
go
Shohei,
ahead.
There's a game the other night. He single-handedly beat a team.
Oh, Ohtani?
Yeah. Like he's 4 for 4 batting. He scored. I think he helped score several runs, and he pitched lights out.
The guy's gross.
Yeah. So anybody out there who says Shohei's overrated, yeah, okay.
Who in the world is even gonna fix their lips to say he's overrated?
Anybody who thinks he's overhyped and whatnot. I'm sorry. Name any ball player out there that can by themselves pretty much beat a team.
Yeah, on the mound and at the plate at a high proficiency. Oh, yeah. By the way, in the 25-run game, he had 7 at bats and he only had 1 hit. Think about this. Out of the 25 runs driven home, Shohei Ohtani only drove home 1. And he grounded into a double play.
Yeah, sometimes off nights. I mean, when I watched them play the Cardinals, like their bats were hot.
Which, yeah, they absolutely can be whenever they want to be. But I just think when it comes to, now that we're talking about Ohtani here real quick, you got to give him the American League MVP and debatably, let's see, looking at his pitching numbers this year, if I could find those, he's 7-3 with a 3.02, and he's got 127 strikeouts in 95 1/3 innings pitched, and has a strikeouts per 9 rate of 12. How do you not? I mean, I don't think he's going to win Cy Young, but American League MVP is a slam dunk.
He's leading in home runs right now, I believe.
Yeah, 29 He's batting 309 with 29 home runs and 66 RBIs. Oh, by the way, he has 11 stolen bases, so he very well could have a 50-20 season, which is absurd. That's the opposite of Ronald Acuna Jr. in Atlanta, who is on pace to become the first 30-70 player in the history of Major League Baseball.
Jesus.
Yeah, think about that. The Ricky Henderson, the greatest base stealer of all time, and arguably the greatest all-around position player to ever play professional baseball. His career high in home runs was, I believe, 28 with the Oakland A's. And he had more 100 stolen base seasons than anybody in the history of baseball. Never once did he hit 30 home runs. Ronald Acuna right now is batting .331 with 19 home runs and 36 stolen bases. He's dangerously close to 40-70.
Yep.
We're seeing a ridiculous amount of offense this year, but more manufactured runs than people are believing. Everybody gets caught up in exit velocity and launch angle and all this extra, the analytical stat nerds. And I mean, I am one, but not to that degree. Baseball comes down to this to me: see ball, hit ball, catch ball.
Yep.
And throw ball.
I think a big part of it is the shift being taken away is definitely played a part in it. We can definitely say that. And the other part of it is definitely, I think, because pitchers and batters don't have much. I think basically, I was say batters, no point with the pitch clock. I think it's because pitchers don't have much time to really in between to really focus in on what they need to do. There's it's almost kind of like it's like pitching machine back in the day. It was just get the ball, put the ball, get the ball, put the ball, get the ball, put the ball.
Pretty much, man, and that's how it boils down to. But this will blow your mind because with the pitch clock, average time of games, length of game is down. Games are ending quicker. For instance, the 25-run game with the Angels was under 3 hours.
I mean, I get it. The game is shorter or whatnot, but here's the thing: yes, games are shorter, but you can't sit there and tell me that the pitch clock is more of a strain on the pitcher than it is the batter.
Definitely. This is. It feels like it's Major League Baseball's way of increasing offense without the advent of steroids, if you will. It's the old chicks dig the long ball philosophy, but doing it at a faster rate, by having the game go by quicker, which to me, it doesn't matter. Baseball is a game of chess. It's not, you can only make a game like baseball so casual. You got to let the players be cool and sell themselves in order to make the game more accessible, But that's a whole another soapbox for another day. But at the end of the day, the Cardinals stink this season, and it's more tragic than Shaq at the free throw line in a hacky Shaq situation. Now we got a lot to get into today, so I do want to share some stories with the job. So it's really interesting, actually, now seeing some of these amazingly unique people. Let's just say that get some wild ass folks that come in. So first night I'm working and doing the training deal, and a shout out to my assistant manager Lola. She is a wiry somebody, but she literally will show up anytime if you need help, and we absolutely mean that. Love her to pieces, and apparently I was told she adores me, so thank you. I'm adorable. But
we already knew that. You're short and cute.
I'm fucking handsome. Thank you very much. Now I don't look it right now. I really don't.
You're fun sized.
Shit, more than that, but go off. Nonetheless, so this dude comes in and he sees my necklace that I'm wearing, which I wear all the time. It's my Triple H necklace. That was a birthday gift. And this guy, he asks, "Is that the Iron Cross?" And I say, "No, it's for a wrestler I really like who's retired." And he goes, "Dude, hold on. I got this guy in the truck that's the biggest wrestling fan that you're ever going to meet." And I said, "Buddy, you're talking to the biggest wrestling fan you'll ever meet. So let's clarify that real quick." But I humor him. And he goes, "Hold on, I'll go get him. I'll be right back." And I'm like, "All right, and we didn't have a line, so it was cool." And he comes in with two dudes. So you got the wrestling fan, and then there's this other guy who the first thing out of his mouth is, "Do you have extra thin condoms?" This is how we're starting shit. Extra thin rubbers, which we just happen to have Magnums. The unofficial rubbers for black men, because we are qualified, the rest are underqualified. I digress. And I tell him, yes, we do. I point him in the direction of where he can find him, yada, yada. And then he comes back and says the following. And I've never heard anybody ever ask me this, and I don't know about you. What wrestling finisher would you use in bed? This is what I was asked first night at work. Folks listening, respond to us on YouTube, and
I'm not even touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Well, you should ask Rachel if she will. See if you give her the rock bottom, see how far that gets you. Or pedigree. Anyway, before we go down a disgustingly awful rabbit hole, I said I'll keep that to myself, and then he just tells me what he would do. He said I'd use the spear. So me being a cheeky asshole whenever I want to be, I said, "Whose spear?" So I'm just like, I'm waiting. I said, you got the softer ones, you got Edge's spear, and you got Roman Reigns' spear, which is very sleek and athletic, or you have the power spear with Goldberg or Rhino's Gord. He goes, oh, Goldberg all the way. Harder the better. I'm like, oh, good fucking lord, harder the better. This is the first night at work.
Didn't Dave Bautista have a spear?
Yeah. It wasn't his finisher. I mean, also Bobby Lashley does the spear, but Dave's finisher was the Batista bomb, and then Bobby's also got the Hurt Lock, full Nelson as a
Well,
finisher.
I'm fairly certain like Dave's was more of a signature move.
That and the spine buster, which was said to go into a Batista bomb. But back to the point, and then immediately, like, he grabs the guy's hand, so clearly they're together, and I'm like, he goes, yeah, I give it to him all the time. I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening here? Then another dude comes in, this black dude comes in, and already can tell he's high. So I don't care about that. He puts down about $45 and Black and Milds and liquor. And he just leans over on the counter, and I'm ringing him up and everything, and he goes, man, he's like, bro, I gotta stop fucking these hoes, man. Ain't even midnight yet. This is the bullshit we already got going on. So, and then he tells me, he goes, and see, thing is, man, all this liquor is for all these girls at my crib. And I said, well, how much is for you? Should not have inquired. He goes, man, about $2. Like, so hold on, you spending almost all your money on these women to give you nothing but their body and ain't gonna give you nothing in return. I asked him, I said, do you know who the rapper Future is? He goes, yeah, I know. I said, no, you tell me what he said, because you should know better. He says, yeah, they belong to the streets.
Hey, you gotta admit, that's better than the alternative.
Alternative. Oh, what, and what's that?
Gun in the face, give you the money.
Oh, definitely, way better. And that generally that is a concern because you just never know with folks. And I've got to meet some of the regulars, but I had to remind this man that ladies like that are for the streets. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's your money now. And I mean, yeah, you do you. I ain't telling him what to do with it, but I'm just like, you come on, be better. That's like simping for OnlyFans. Don't be a simp all your life or none of your life. Like,
Simp for the right woman.
oh, absolutely. No, I'm a big believer. If you're gonna be a hoe to your woman or your partner, who however you get down, don't matter. But be their hoe, but you got to earn that shit at the same time. You
Yep.
can't you can't be community dick or community pussy out here. Better lock that shit down and handle your business and earn it all the right way. But dude he bought like 4 bottles of alcohol for these women. Like, yo, come on, man.
All right. Well, hey, whatever gets them, whatever gets them through. But you
Yeah,
know what?
whatever floats your boat.
I prefer the term whatever floats your goat.
But like, I came to the conclusion, this is officially like the end of my training, and I start, officially Sunday night. Work the same days, 11 to 7. But no paid lunches, none of that shit. So I get all my hours. Anyway, I came to the conclusion that this reminds me so much of when I did radio to a degree. Because when you do radio, and especially living in Poplar Bluff, people who you already know how crazy some folks are there.
It's only crazier now.
Imagine seeing in person every phone call, every caller that calls into the radio station face to face. This
Oh,
is what that is, but actually putting faces to the voices.
oh yeah. Oh, 100%. No, I get it. Like when I was working at the city pool of Bluff, believe me, I met some characters.
I don't doubt that whatsoever, man. Like, especially just dealing with people, working in front of people in general. Which I'm happy to work in front of folks. Once again, that part is generally easy.
Never again.
Some folks are for people, and I'm generally for people. But eventually you get enough of people.
Like, here's the thing. I've most of my life has been working in front of people. Like most of my career, except for a couple of jobs here and there. Most of
Hmm.
my time, my job has been people facing and patient pleasing. After not having to deal with that the last year and a half, after having to be like high level service at Lifetime,
Hmm.
it's so nice. Like, granted, I got different stress, like much different stress going on right now, but it's not the same. Like I get up, I go to work, I stress about other things. Like it's mainly meeting deadlines, make sure shit's working, stuff like that. I now don't have to be like, I don't have to come. I can come in, and if I'm upset or whatnot, I can be upset and still do my shit. I don't have to come in, be upset, and have a smile on my face and cater to idiots.
It is really nice. Now, when I did work at home, you're not doing what I did, where I worked at a call center, which was
That's still
legitimate
that's still
hell.
people face. It's still like the kind of people facing. Like anybody who does call center work, like if you're answering complaints or whatnot and just like that, you're braver than I am. More power to you if you can make it through that without burning out. I tip my hat to you.
I
'Cause
have I have no qualms about speaking about this, especially this is our show. We talk about whatever the hell we choose. That show or doing that shit legitimately nearly drove me to becoming an alcoholic, and it was dangerous. It was terrible. I was very miserable, and I legitimately would not eat on lunch. I would go make a Jack and Coke
yeah,
every damn day. It was
because
terrible.
most of the people you're gonna talk to are people that are pissed off about something that whoever you're working for messed up or whatnot, and they're blaming you for it. The thing is this: most places like that, the front line takes the brunt of it,
Hmm.
and the higher ups get none of the fault.
No, and you have to do a classic Vince McMahonism: eat shit and like the taste. But god damn it, I don't like a turd sandwich in my mouth every 10 minutes.
Nope.
So I was so glad that I quit that, and I still have a few friends who still do that work, and it's draining the life out of them. And I really wish that they'd get away and start pursuing something that's more fulfilling, pays better, better mentally for you,
I
because it's terrible.
I'm a firm believer they should make a law for all retail and whatnot, or anybody who's front based like that. Once a month, if a patron gives you or a customer gives you shit that you don't like, you can be like, okay, we're going to the back or we're going to the side, whatever. We're gonna fight this out. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you for making my life hell.
See, I can't fight, so I'm just
No,
gonna.
you get to
I'm
choose. You get to choose who you fight. Here's the thing, though. I've seen some retail workers and whatnot that are big as fuck. Can you imagine the fact that like you go in there, you piss off the wrong person, and they can or they say or whatever they can call you out and they can beat the shit out of you legally within reason. How many people would come in and be a lot more respectful
oh,
if
no
they had that
question.
stipulation?
Yeah,
Is
because you have a looming ass whooping just waiting for you.
yeah, because here's the thing. Let's say you're at work. Let's say you're still at Walmart. Customer comes in bitching at you. Some like, guy maybe a little bit bigger than you, but Jim Bob over here, he's twice their size. He sees what's going on. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna cash in my once a month ass beating. Hey, come with me. I'm gonna legally beat your ass now. Can you
And you're on
imagine?
the clock and you get paid for it.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, can you just imagine, like, how nice people would be if that was the case, where you could legally beat somebody's ass again within reason, not try to kill somebody, but literally beat the shit out of them, and then every time they came in here, be like, guess what? We're watching you now. Anytime you act up, whatnot, somebody can call you out.
And you know what? Put them on like a list of shame, and like you get their photo like on security cam or something like that, and you post it for everybody to know. Yeah, that dude got his ass beat for being a
Yep.
dickhead in our store.
I'm telling you, like, just legalize that. I guarantee you, your employees will be happier, and customers won't be dicks.
And you know what? It's further proof with your logic that a well whooped ass still goes a long way in this world.
Jeez, it's like people want to sit here and say being a kid. Sorry, I'm going maybe a little political here. You can disagree with me or not, but I grew up in a time where you did something wrong, you got your ass whooped.
Indeed, same.
Like, is it barbaric to a point? Sure, you could say that.
Only if you do not have any self control.
Yeah,
Now, I know a lot of folks, and you do too, that grew up in households where their parents did go too far and didn't maintain a balance of discipline and abuse. That
Yep.
is different. And in my case, I'm damn sure ain't whooping my daughter. She doesn't do anything that harmful anyway. She accidentally cussed a couple weekends ago, and I got onto her, but I forgave it because she was watching wrestling. And what child has never accidentally
But
done that?
but the thing is,
However,
you explain to her that it's not okay.
exactly.
But like, if you,
It's like a fist bump. Yeah, that's cool, but it's not cool, and here's why.
yeah, yeah. So, but certain times it's just, you know what, this kid is out of control. They need their ass beat.
Yeah, every once in a while, shoot. I don't know.
I
I
said,
don't
I
like.
could tell you how
Plenty.
time.
We know plenty of parents our age that still give hands. I mean, I'll give a quick shout out to an old classmate of yours and my best friend in the entire world, Miss Samantha Kuiper. I heard this woman get onto her kids on the phone, and it made my ass pucker. She is how old? God, how old is she? She is 5 years younger than me. Scared the hell out of me. Gave me
um,
PTSD flashbacks to when my mom used to beat my ass.
like I said, there you can do both. You can have constructive ways of teaching kids. Yes, this is not acceptable. And you can
No.
also have the same thing, same time. Be like, sometimes you need to just, that kid needs to learn. Yep, get your ass beat if you go too far.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean,
not,
there's a
not
reason.
leaving marks, but like
Oh, of course not.
enough to send a message.
There is a reason my mother's nickname was Golden Gloves. She don't play. She didn't play then. I mean, she forever won't play, but she's a lot more chill on stuff.
I get,
Not super chill, but I mean,
I,
listen. There's nothing more dangerous than a very pissed off, undersized black woman. Meet
nope.
Virginia Elizabeth Roberts. If it's okay if I use my mother's middle name here on this show, hopefully she don't.
That's not my thing to ask. You gotta ask her.
I don't know. 'Cause, as far as I know, she's never listened to the show, but maybe just maybe one day we still need to get our mothers on here. That would
Oh
be hilarious.
God. Like, that's one thing. Like, my mom, like, she's listened to the show quite a bit, and she's like, she loves hearing how we talk about, like, how we remember certain things, because it's so different than how she remembers it.
Oh, see, my stuff's way too vivid because like I said, the ass whoopings were legendary, and the stupid
Yep.
shit I did was so justified. I told the story the other day to my new assistant manager about how I took my pants off in the middle of preschool because I was bored,
Yep.
and the class walked me back home, and I got my ass whooped on the front porch in the middle of the day in the neighborhood.
Yep. Yep. Like, I say as much. I can't think of any time I got my ass whooped. I didn't deserve it.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. For no reason is that just going to happen just to happen.
Well, the only time I can really say maybe I got my ass, but I didn't deserve it, was when my little brother instigated something, and would since I go chasing after to try to get even with him, and he'd run right past my dad. My dad only saw half the story.
Ooh.
My little brother was a shit growing up. Like, no
Wait,
joke.
Joseph or Bobby?
Little brother Joe.
Oh,
So, like, there was times I'd probably dig my butt beat by my dad for trying to hurt my little brother. But like I said, it's in the past. It's what it is. But
yeah.
like, I'll say as much. Growing up, I the fear of getting my ass beat definitely kept me in line.
And keep in mind, you didn't grow up with a dad like Tom Austin.
No.
I already know I would not have been able to deal. I already have a had a healthy fear of disappointing my mother, which I wound up doing more than I probably should have, just by not trying as hard as I could have. Because you definitely didn't want to see. I didn't grow up in that I'm disappointed in you kind of household. Even though as I've gotten older, I've learned how stinging hearing those words from your parents is. That shit hurts. And this is another shout out to a lovely friend of mine, Rebecca, who lives in Joplin here in town, down my way. She said, "There's nothing more painful than Jewish guilt." because her mother's Jewish,
I can
and
imagine.
she said there was nothing more hurtful than hearing your Jewish mother say, "I'm so disappointed in you." She's like, "That's worse than any ass whoop." I'm like, "I don't know about all that," and then I heard it. I'm like, "Damn, that really hurt your feelings." She goes, "You don't understand. Last person you want, like, you can disappoint anybody else in the world, but the last person you want to disappoint is your mother."
Your parents in general, like
Oh, completely.
you hear your parent be like, "I taught you better than this. I'm
Yeah,
disappointed." You're just like, "Oh," because the thing is, when they say that, you finally start realizing that like your actions reflect on your parents.
exactly, because you're acting in contrary to how you were raised and taught to treat others and to carry yourself, and just everything that came with them being your example. Yeah, that really hurts, and that's going to bother them
Yep.
more than having to tan your hide for a little bit, because that wears off.
Yep.
But yeah, that hurt of hearing that, it does hit here.
I honestly, I think probably the one time I was probably the most like upset was I was in fifth grade.
Yeah.
I just started Twin Rivers, and you ever play Chicken on the Monkey Bars?
No.
Essentially, where you both hang from there, and you try to wrap your legs or whatever, and force the other person to let go.
No, I haven't played that one.
Well, I was doing it when I was younger. In my elementary school, we did that. Teachers didn't they say shit to us. They didn't care.
Really?
Yeah, and this is a private Christian school. Like we played chicken all the time, and they didn't care. I do it here. Some teacher gets pissed off, and Grant, we're swinging and look like we're kicking each other. As boy, we're trying to swing and get our legs around each other, and I got in trouble for that. And being in the office, getting chewed out, my mom walks through the office and sees this. It is the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's painful.
It's like my mom works in the district, and I just got called to the principal's office.
Yeah, that looks so bad, because then everyone starts looking at her and wondering, well,
Yeah,
what goes on at their house? Like, yeah, you never want to, because
it's
you're putting her in a bad light.
mm-hmm. So
Damn.
like that was probably one of the worst times I ever got in trouble.
Now,
Like,
the worst for me in terms of at school, like, I didn't do anything bad at school. I just didn't try my hardest. I was focused on typical, stupid teenage stuff. But seeing for senior graduation, my mom gets called at her job, which, number one, no parent likes to be called at their job for something that is not dire or serious. And did y'all have senior skip day at Twin Rivers?
yes. Funny story. My senior skip day. Essentially, I had a class. It was I think economics class, something like that. It was a bullshit class, and somehow I had a
Yeah,
C in the
yeah.
class.
Hmm.
It's like I don't have I'm not I don't have C's in classes like this. It's new to me, so I came that day to make sure I get credit for whatever we're doing because I didn't want to skip.
Hmm.
So I like came in for that one class, got permission from my mom, signed myself out, went and applied for a job.
That's wild.
While most of my other classmates were out at the river.
Ah,
Here's the thing: I did not going to the river was not something I really wanted to do with most of my classes.
you
Here's
really? That's not really your thing much anyway.
no, I don't mind. I love going to the river. Going to the
Oh, do
river
you?
with,
Okay.
with friends is great. The thing was, none of my friends were gonna be at the river. It should be a bunch of people
Ah,
I didn't like.
yeah. Now that would blow, and then you're just bored.
Yeah, so instead I went and applied to be a lifeguard at the city pool that day.
See, worked out better for you. Now my
Yeah.
story, we had the senior skip day, and also seniors got out early from all the other classes for the rest of the school year. So my mom gets a phone call, and an assistant principal calls and says that because I did not attend a mandatory Saturday school, even though seniors were already released early by that time, he was not going to allow me to walk at graduation.
The-
She's threatened to stick her fist down the phone and choke him. Guess who got to walk at graduation?
Dude, I tell you, like the thing is, at least I don't know if it's changed or whatnot, but the Popper Bluff School Administration is weird because I was dating a girl at the time. Um, she was 18, I was 21. Don't judge me. We met over the summer
Huh.
when we were both a little bit younger. Don't judge.
Ain't none of that here.
And one principal, because y'all have too many principals to begin with.
Yeah, it was at the time. I believe it was one per grade.
Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, we were planning on going to her prom. She got permission that said yes, he can go to the prom. And then like maybe closer to time, another principal said no, I can't go. All
Why?
because I was 21.
That the oldest you could go was 21. What a load of shit.
They denied letting me go to their prom, so we both didn't end up going.
Oh no, that was ass.
Yeah, again, it's that fear of he's 21, he'll bring alcohol. It's like, what?
Like you just assume immediately. I mean, like, yes, I know that's a way to think because that's what young folks do. But come on, you can't judge one under the guise of all.
Yeah, it's like maybe do a background check on me if you want.
Yeah, how about that? What a concept. That that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
But
it's in the past. Like I said,
prom
administration is weird.
Yeah, I haven't been in high school in 17 years. Holy fuck.
13 for me, I think. I'm 31. Yeah, 13.
Oh, don't worry. I always look younger than you anyway. Thanks for being black. That's a beautiful
Hey, I still can pass for young 20s.
Let me get rid of this shit and then clean up this, and then I'll just look like a pudgy teenager.
Let me shave my face, all my facial hair.
Are you allowed to do that?
Rachel hates this.
You kind of got a pedo stash thing going on.
I can't grow it. I can't.
Okay, Joe Dirt. What the hell is what is going on there?
It's called Native American Heritage.
No, that's a bunch of bullshit.
No,
somebody in your family had a defect when it come to facial hair.
Not my dad. My dad had a prime mustache. Have you ever seen a picture of him? That man had a mustache that was legit. But couldn't grow any other facial hair. Tried to grow. It looked like the backside of a goat.
Now, I can grow a hell of a beard.
No, so especially for me, it's my soul patch looks good. You can't deny that. I look good with soul patch.
I'll give. My shit gets all wispy, and then you can see all the earned gray and white hairs from growing up in a house full of women, strong ass alpha women, and my mother, and also I'm a dad. I'm a girl dad. Oh, by the way, she had a girls' day with her mom and grandmother yesterday, and this child went and got her nails painted at the nail salon.
Oh shit!
Just in time to get new dresses for 4th of July weekend. So this is what I'm expecting when I get her this weekend. Nails out. Daddy, you gotta look at my nails. And she's gonna sashay her behind on. I don't know. I know what's coming.
Sir, you're screwed.
I was told this before she was born. Then she was born. Have you seen baby pictures of Michelle?
Yes, she's adorable.
Okay. The longest eyelashes and eyebrows I've ever seen on a newborn baby. I mean, it wasn't fair. And then, everybody. I used to have coworkers fight over who could hold her at work.
Yep, I remember you telling me about that.
When first time we came to visit PB, we went over to the radio station. So shout out to everyone at Z95, Clear 94, at KWOC, and Hot 97.9, and our sales ladies, which we called the cackling hens. They saw her, and everyone dropped because that place was always the battleground for newborn babies, and they'd all fight over who got the new baby first. And we bring Michelle in, and I had one lady in there who said she was going to take her home and ask her husband if they could adopt her. Like, yeah, you go, yeah, you try that out. Like, hey, I brought home this biracial baby. Like, wait, whose is that? She's cute. Can we have her? No. Like, that's how it was. But I knew this going in, and then she's now 7. She's gonna be in 2nd grade and everything. She is every bit of extra diva tomgirl who loves anime and Power Rangers. She literally is the epitome of Tom girl who loves to get her nails done and wear dresses and everything like that, but will
she's the
play
best of both worlds.
She will play baseball in a full dress. She has done this.
Hey, she's a keeper. Like, just be prepared when she gets older. When she hits those teen years, you better be prepared to be beating boys off a stick.
But she'll probably have to do it herself because she did once bloody a boy's nose in preschool for stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what a beauty! Like first time it was funny, but like, hey, not cool. But hey, let's go get some ice cream, And I'm like, me and her mom were, thought that was kind of funny, but not cool. And then the second time, not so much.
Yeah.
So speaking of family, we got 4th of July weekend coming up. We are having hours on the 1st. So as of this recording, we'll be having hours on Saturday. So like, I want to ask you, with your family and just with anybody in general, did you have anything specific that you guys used to do on a yearly basis? Whether it was go to like, where did you watch fireworks shows?
I mean, we'd always go for a while there. We'd always go down to Ray Clinton Park and watch the fireworks down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we'd also shoot fireworks off at our house. You've been to my mom's house, right? Haven't you?
Oh.
Well, anyway, we got a pretty good size like hill or whatnot, so we shoot fireworks off of that. The problem became when we got older.
Me
and my brothers would play a game. Take a bottle rocket. Take a bottle rocket. Light it.
Throw it at each other.
Not throw it at each other. So you can hold it longer before they chuck it and watch it go off.
Y'all are dumbasses.
You had a bunch of teenage boys at a house. What did you expect?
Yeah, somebody was gonna think this is a great idea.
Yeah. The most terrifying thing that ever happened was, those mortars you can get?
Oh yeah.
I put the mortar in upside down. Needless to say, there was a big boom right in front of us.
You're an idiot.
Here's the thing: I'd never used one before. Like, it was like the first year we ever used it, and I finally learned like how they were supposed to go. It's like you think, oh, I thought fuse down, whatever. It's but my brain wasn't working. It's like, so again, it was interesting. But later on in life, when we got better with them, we would like take the two or three mortars, put them like right next to each other, twist the fuses together, put the mortars in, light it, and watch 3 of them go off at once.
Okay, now done right, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh, we got better at it.
I would fucking hope so. You wouldn't have lost any fingers.
No,
Yeah, something like it. So, did you guys have any like particular like 4th of July dishes, or that you always had, or just kind of the usual shit?
Not really at like our house. Like we would go over to my aunt's and they'd barbecue, and we'd have like pork steaks, burgers, hot dogs, all the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was like in the early afternoon, and then in the evening we'd go back to our place and we'd do our own thing.
Now, I wouldn't always go to Clinton Park to like see the fireworks up close, because if you lived anywhere in town with decent visibility, you could see the fireworks from your house.
I mean, you could see fireworks from the Burger King.
I don't remember where. Oh, yeah, you definitely could.
Because I remember like being up there one evening or whatnot, and the fireworks were going off. We could see it clear as day from Burger King.
Then that's a fond memory I have. Childhood, teenage years, is no matter where we lived, you could always see the fireworks, and it was just really, really cool. Even better if you were actually down at the parking lot or at the park. It's even better, but still,
it was loud though.
Oh, definitely. Now we had. In our neighborhood, we had a neighborhood 4th of July street dance every year. And damn it, I think it was on Alice Street. I could be completely wrong. And for those who listen to the show, if y'all are from PB and y'all ran the hood, if I got that street wrong, you can slap me because I should know better. But I believe it was Alice Street, and we'd all gather. And I remember bottle rocket fights.
Yep.
Light one. You either light one or someone lights it for you, and you hold it sideways and you toss that sumbitch, and right before it shoots off. Those things were not for the weak and also for the stupid, because why would you do that? with so many people running around and also kids.
Uh, I mean, it's the equivalent of Roman candle fights.
Ah, I think some folks did that. Don't quote me on it. But that might be something that did go down. But we had the Fourth of July street dance, which I remember going to a handful of those. I stopped going when I was probably about 16, I want to say. But with traditions now, when Jesse and I were together, and I moved out here and spent the first Fourth of July with her family, her cousins. I This was the first time I saw a family like go bonkers buying fireworks, and then I realized, oh, in this family, Fourth of July is Thanksgiving and Halloween is Christmas. You know?
Yeah, no, like as I've gotten older, I've not really spent much money on it. But I remember when we were younger, we would drop easily like $200 at the well, I say younger. In our teenage years, when we all had our own money or whatnot, we dropped probably around $200 at the fireworks stand. Because honestly, like the best time to get fireworks was like the day of 4th of July. Because they're trying to get rid of everything.
Oh yeah, markdowns.
It's like everything's half off. It's like, sweet, we'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take this, we'll take this big thing. But no, like, there's some good memories of 4th of July.
Yeah. Now out here, you talk about $200. Try like when money's good, well over $1,000. Like big
What?
shit. Oh, dude, you have no idea.
I apparently don't.
No, and special shout out to Set My Second family, the Hensons, Phelan, and Broughton, everybody. Because I don't know what the money's looking like because a new baby was just welcomed into the family, and a baby girl. But it's a big deal every year, and they have the big grand finale. Basically, it's like having a mini big fireworks show for a town. Like it's pretty wild, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing. So folks, I will post a question on our Facebook page of your favorite Fourth of July memories, traditions, anything that y'all used to specifically throw down making. We want to hear
Also,
from you.
what was your favorite firework growing up?
Oh yeah, that'd be a
We want
good.
to
Yeah,
hear that.
that'll definitely be a good one. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hop
Hold on,
over.
real quickly. We're gonna ask the question to the audience. They need to know what our favorite firework was growing up.
I don't really have one.
Mine was these bottle rockets called triple screamers.
Okay.
You light it, it shoots off, it screams, stops, screams again, and then right before it blows up, it screams one more time. Like they were loud. It was awesome.
Jeez, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and post this question right now, officially on our Facebook page. If you haven't followed or hit like, it is Beards, Brews, and Bros on Facebook. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at Beards_Bros. We want to hear from you, and also like, comment, subscribe, do all that on YouTube as well. The Beards, Brews, and Bros podcast. But we want to know what your favorite 4th of July firework was, and also any fond memories that you have. We'll have that up for you shortly after the show. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. This weekend. Plus, I ain't got to work, and I'll get time and a half next week.
So let's jump into some like gaming news.
Yeah, I know, and I know you got something that you want
Two
to.
things.
Okay, yeah, you got a couple of things you want to get into. Of course, we're gonna bring back nerd news this week, so you go ahead and take the wheel there, and then you dig deep into your soapbox.
Yeah. So first things first, unless you know, yesterday started Steam Summer Sale. This is probably honestly, I've done both winter sale and summer sale. I think the summer sale's better in general. So it's going on 29th through the 13th of July. So if there's any games out there you're looking for at a discount, DLCs you're wanting, this is the time to get it. Like I'm probably gonna end up picking up Total War Warhammer 3. It's like $35 right now, when it's normally like 60 something. So it's like half off.
Yeah, you gotta jump on that, dude.
I might pick up some extra DLC for a game I've been playing here recently called Stellaris. Most of it's like under $5, so I might pick up a few of those. So like I'm probably gonna spend about $50, give or take. So like I said, right now summer sale's going on. This is your time to get that game you've been eyeing for your PC. It's a time to get it.
Well, yeah. Now, guys, yeah, just remember that you got a golden opportunity right now to hop on Steam and take advantage of some great deals. Now, sir, I know your probably most anticipated game of the year
Yes.
is Starfield.
Yes.
But yes, before we went on the air, you addressed some what I think is absolute fucking nonsense, quite frankly. And gamers need to grow the hell up. But then again,
Oh.
gamers are like wrestling fans. So go on. The floor is yours.
So Bethesda is now it's been a while now, but Bethesda's owned by Microsoft. Microsoft owns is a PC and uh, Xbox owners.
Uh huh.
So like everybody knows that. Starfield is going to be an exclusive to PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
The PlayStation community is in uproar, or at least a part of it is in uproar. They're so pissed off about this. They literally created a petition saying they need to make Starfield a PlayStation exclusive.
What a bunch of bitches. No disrespect to any PlayStation gamers. I know plenty of people who are PS gamers, but good God.
And the thing is, what's so funny is like PlayStation like PlayStation in general, like the audacity to be like Microsoft doesn't deserve to have their exclusives is hilarious to me because Sony has some of the larger catalog of exclusive titles.
Yes, they do. God of War.
Fuck. I can't try to think of other ones. I mean, for longest time they had Devil May Cry was an exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh, Uncharted.
Was Last of Us?
Yeah.
Like you got all these titles that are exclusive. No, if they have a list of reasons why it needs. I'll look at the petition. I got pulled up right now. They've got a list of reasons why it needs to be PlayStation exclusive.
I can't wait to hear this fucking
So first
shit.
one, Xbox exclusives would not only hurt PlayStation but also the player base. When a major game like Starfield is only available on Xbox, it limits the player count on the game. It stifles the amount of players PlayStation has. Okay, that's exclusives.
Get a PC.
So yeah, like it's gonna get PC. Who cares? Second thing, Xbox and 12 dedicated players do not deserve Starfield or any exclusivity. Not only are they arrogant and annoying, but since the showcase, they've been irritating. Hi, Kettle calling the pot black.
Go on. My head hurts. Go on.
Oh, it gets better. Third, exclusivity is not good for Starfield. The matter is simple. It is released on Xbox. It's a bad game. Go look at Redfall or Halo Infinite as example. If it releases on PlayStation, there's 90% chance that it's a good game.
Oh, so because it's Xbox, it's automatically a bad game. Is that what I'm gathering?
Uh-huh.
Is that what that automatically means? So, hypothetical, because I know this game released on both consoles. So the let's take the Devil May Cry 5 for example. I got the Series X edition and it's great. I mean, it's Devil May Cry. Outside of 2, there is no bad one. But that version's inferior solely because it's Xbox. So anything on PlayStation is automatically better. Why are we still being territorial about video games? This is not 1991. Jeez.
Here's the thing is, a lot of games that start out on PlayStation, like I fully believe this. Like a lot of the games that start on PlayStation that come to Xbox or PC have had issues. The ports have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like you're intentionally making the it not work with the hardware. So here's the thing. Because Microsoft owns both PC because all Microsoft games will play on PC and on Xbox,
Yeah.
they can optimize it for both. And it's like you're essentially PlayStation's essentially saying like all these games we have are optimized for our platform, but not for everybody else.
You optimize the games to work with the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a game engine. You've got to build a game suitable. You got to build a game engine that is made for a certain style of game.
And
It's
it's stupid. And the fourth reason is essentially they're saying Phil Spencer is a pushover.
what does that got to do with anything?
It's essentially saying like because he's a pushover, they'll release a shitty game.
He has no say over the quality of the game.
No, but I don't know who Phil Spencer is, but I guess he's a Bethesda, a higher up or whatnot, and like he apparently says, okay, so here's what it says. Fourth, I'm keeping told the case they care about quality now. Phil Spencer forced them to delay it for quality. I have news for you. Phil Spencer is a pushover, the guy in charge of Xbox, but doesn't care enough to check games before they release. Here's the thing. It's as somebody who works in the IT and like development world,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this much right now. Developers can put all the time in the world they want into a game. They can be a passion project. But if higher ups are pushing, we have to meet this deadline. Corners are going to get cut to meet the deadline.
Exactly.
And that means the QAs who are testing all this stuff are having to essentially, they can find something to be like, okay, we have these problems, these bugs. And the higher ups could be like, well, this is acceptable, this is acceptable, this is acceptable.
Yeah.
So instead of things being fixed, they might be like, okay, we'll for V1, we'll still put it out like this, and we'll touch bases on these later because we had that deadline.
And that's just the way it works. And it's not the fault of anybody that's working on the game. It's what the people it's what the people in corporate positions are deciding. And yet it's going to stink and put more pressure on developers and QA because QA is not going to get the best quality to work with and give feedback on. That sucks. But what the suits want is what the suits are going to get because they're trying to get the maximum amount of dollar and meet the deadline that they have told the public about. Yes, that sucks.
And the thing is, if marketing is marketing off all these big things or whatnot, the dev team might not be able to make it happen within that realm. It's like they could, again, it's possible, but again, if the scope is too big or not well enough to find, like dev teams might not hit everything or might not think about everything.
And it's unfortunate, and you know what that means? A lot of ideas and concepts get left on the cutting room floor, and that sucks because everybody comes in with great ideas.
Or if the game itself has got so much packed into it, QA might miss things. Like
yeah.
it's a small the scope, it's easier to hit everything and find everything. Yeah. The broader and larger scope, it becomes a nightmare for testing. As a QA myself, I can tell you much right now. Like, if the scope's not fully defined out and every little area thought out of what little things are going to touch what, things break. Bugs happen. Like, it's not easy. Like, dev world is not a clear dry of create game, test game, put game out. It's build game, test these features, report bugs and issues that need to be fixed, go back to dev time, rinse repeat until a suitable product is releasable. But again, if higher ups are like, we have to hit this deadline is the deadline, make it happen.
Yeah.
Give us we don't care if the game's perfect. Give us a product that we can sell.
And not every dev team is afforded the luxury of the amount of time they need for everything they want to do, and it does stink.
And the thing is if bugs are constantly arising and whatnot, guess what? That stalls. It stalls dev time. So let's say they're in the process of building this part of the game. This part released QA for testing. They're moving on to the next thing. Oh, hey, we just found 10 bugs and issues that are critical. Fix them. Oh, now we can't move on to the next part of it. So we're stalled here until we get these critical things fixed.
Yeah, and then you have to go backwards before you go forward again. And with all the time you use going backwards to fix bugs or any type of critical issues that were found, then you don't have as much time for what you originally planned.
Exactly. So it's not always on devs. Like, again, maybe the devs are told ahead of time, we don't care how broken it is, we just want it out. Then the devs aren't going to are just going to put out what they can.
Yeah, we don't care how broken it is. We just want it out, aka Madden NFL. But I'm not going there today. I will not. And they just dropped new features for franchise mode. I'm like, oh, you mean new features for 2023 that y'all had in Madden 08 on GameCube 16 years ago, but I'm neither here nor there. Hopefully the game does not stink. But hey, PlayStation guys, let people enjoy things. You will be fine. I'm sure you'll find something that will absolutely get you over for the rest of the year. Dude, you got Mortal Kombat 1. Why are you bitching? We all got it.
Because PlayStation, like, I'm sorry, like as much as like I'm an Xbox person. I like the console. I like the controller. I like the feel of Xbox over PlayStation. Always have, always will.
Yeah.
I found that PlayStation fanboys tend to be almost as bad as PC elitists. And I'm sorry, like I'm not PC elitist, but I'll say this much right here, right now: PC is master race.
No, it
I don't
absolutely
care.
is.
I don't care what hardware they put in a console. A PC is going to have a lot better overall.
Yeah, well, and as a guy with a budding PC that I mainly use for for playing retro games on at high res, with my goal for everything to be 4K, all running at a 4K 60, which is it's not a pipe dream, but it's a long ways away. But I realized like, damn, dude, like I could okay, so one of my really good friends has a bomb ass PC, and this is when I officially knew that PC was elite. We played Batman Arkham Knight. I have it at home for Xbox One. And then I played it on his PC. Dear freaking God. First off, we did not know that this game, which came out when did that come out? 2015. It's an early Xbox One PS4 era game.
Yeah, it's an early one.
But we did not realize its resolution settings went up to 4K for a game from 2015. So we tried it out, and then we saw the water and the rain effects, and we all audibly gasped. That includes my daughter, who really didn't understand what she was seeing all that much, but she reacted how we reacted because we lost our shit. And then I went back home and played it on my console, and I said, this looks like an Atari. That's when I knew. That's when the fuck I knew. And then I played Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, one of my absolute favorite games in the entire world. I love the Ace Combat series. Played it on his PC. And it was, I think, what was he at? He had it overclocked, and his FPS was like 80, which is insane. 4K 80 with overclock. And I could see everything crystal clear. The draw distance was ridiculous. And then I come home. Like, bro, I'm actually playing an NES, and that's when I fucking knew.
Yeah.
So stop your bitching, get a PC, and also don't be a dick and let people like things.
Yeah.
Go get Starfield when it comes out.
Here's the thing too, though. Like, when you get a PC, it's just upgrading pieces as you need it.
Absolutely.
Like you might upgrade your graphics card maybe every few years as you need it, but that might cost you. It depends on the cost of the part or whatnot. But like, even then, you can still get like previous gen. Once the new gen comes out, usually the previous ones start dropping in price a bit. So
Absolutely.
like, you can get a better graphics card over time for a lot cheaper. It's like you might spend $300-400 for a new graphics card.
Yeah.
As opposed to new console came out, and you got to drop another $1,000.
Yeah. Where I got fortunate with the Series X, where I got thankfully still working at Walmart at the time, 10% discount, took $55 off that sumbitch. But point being, I find it more gratifying to spend money when it's available to do so, and put more parts in it and see the growth of your PC and its capabilities.
Yep.
That's what I look forward to now. Because I need a motherboard because I got a new I got a Ryzen 5 that needs to be put in, and an SSD, but I need one with an M.2. I can't wait to get that. With that M.2 is going to make such a difference in how fast everything loads, because it will not be ripping, it will not be stripping away from the internal hard drive. That's going to make a world of difference when I can get to the point where I can get that thing.
Yep. And the thing is, a PC is an investment, a long-term investment. It's a harsh buy-in if you want to go for fully optimized. Because I did years ago, I looked at a PC I wanted to build. It was, I think I clocked it with everything and whatnot, about $3,000.
Damn.
But again, like I'm looking at a PC that'd be like I can run VR, no problem. I
Yeah.
can play any game I want and not have any problems. But again, that's the steep buy-in. But at that point in time, once I have it built or whatnot, it's just the occasional random few parts update. Like I already have an idea what I want to do. And I know a big chunk of what I want to do with it is going to be the monitors, because the monitor, like a good monitor, is what's going to kill you.
Oh, definitely. This one that I'm running right now is a 1440p monitor that I got. It was a markdown at Best Buy, and it originally cost $500. I got it for like $360. Now I have a second monitor that's 4K that I can't use right now. I don't have the ability. My PC cannot handle it at 4K 60. It does 30, and it's painful to look at. This one is 165 refresh rate, which is obscene. It's great. Honestly, this monitor was a steal. My goal is to be able to do dual monitor, but I want to have the hardware to be able to pull off dual monitor at the highest possible refresh rate for both.
Oh, you're not gonna like when I say this. When I actually built my PC, I want 3 monitors.
Oh no, I would love to do that too. No, don't get me fucking wrong. I would love to do that. Now I know,
like just the ability to be like, I'm playing on this monitor, I have this monitor over here for like searching whatever I need to, maybe to find something, whatever, and I can have something like a YouTube or whatever on this monitor. It's like
exactly. It's perfect for gaming and streaming. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, streaming. I don't know if I'll ever do that.
I mean, I definitely want to, and honestly, I'd love for us to be able to live stream. Now, I wish I could tomorrow because WWE's Money in the Bank is tomorrow at the time of this recording in London. It's going to be a fantastic show. Looking forward to that. But I will be spending time with family, so that will be out of the question. I'll just have to check everything out later. But yeah, I definitely want to do that kind of thing and live stream. Playing retro games where everybody can watch me suck at playing classic Super Nintendo and shit.
I still would like at night where like we used to do a live stream or whatnot, where you, me, Jared, get together and like we live stream us playing some game together.
We need to,
because like that's something like would be, I think a lot of people would enjoy, even if it's like we record it and upload on YouTube.
Yeah,
like
it would be a world of fun. Whether it would be all three of us playing one thing together, or hell, all three of us just doing this, but we're all playing separate shit, and or just something like that. I wish we could play GoldenEye together. I would fuck y'all's world up. And I know you're not an FPS guy, but I don't care.
No, I'm an FPS guy. It just depends on the game. I'm not.
GoldenEye's goat.
Here's the thing. I appreciate. I understand everything it is as a game, but I'm sorry. I am spoiled with the sense of my my HUD displays, and I can't. I don't fully understand the HUD display of GoldenEye.
It's so simple.
You don't have a crosshairs, and like I'm sorry.
It's manual.
It's aiming like that. Aiming with that is just it's. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to the interface for GoldenEye. I'm not good at GoldenEye.
This is a sad as fuck life you live, sir.
I didn't grow up with the N64. I went from, remember I told you I went from Super NES to Xbox.
You made like a hella jump. Like I hit every tier. We started with NES. We had Genesis, rented Super Nintendo, rented Sega Saturn, then went into N64, PlayStation, Dreamcast. Yeah, we had a Dreamcast for a cup of coffee, and then PS2. Oh yeah, PS2 and Xbox. We never had a GameCube in the house, ever. I was jaded towards GameCube. Now looking back, I'm a dumbass for being so jaded towards GameCube.
Yep.
I digress, especially. So shout out to Dolphin, now helping me realize every PS2 game I had, the GameCube version looks 10 times better. I now know that.
I definitely would say like the GameCube was definitely one of the most underrated consoles.
No, it definitely was, and I can say that now, having a healthy amount of experience playing GameCube games. Really kept myself out of the loop.
Yeah, but the thing was, it's just when the game came out, Xbox dropped, and that was a game changer along with PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And I think because the first person shooters, you understand. My first ever first person shooter I played was Halo.
Yeah, and honestly, for a certain age group, there's no better way to get no better game to get broken in with than Halo for first person shooters.
Yes, like,
So totally get it.
that was me. So like going from Halo and how good that interface was to GoldenEye.
So my first,
I like my crosshair to and whatnot where I can see it, I can move it around how I want to. I don't have to have like look around like this and then have to like use the third thumbstick just to aim.
So
I'm sorry,
my first person shooter experiences, it was 3 games that I remember as a kid. 2 were on Sega Saturn, House of the Dead, and Virtua Cop. And then I remember this arcade cabinet from Konami called Lethal Enforcers.
Yep.
And then years after the fact, I got introduced to another bomb-ass shooting game from Konami called Sunset Riders. But like my first like legit first-person shooter experience on a game we owned was Duke Nukem 64.
Yeah, but
Which
like also for
so
me, like I played a lot of some other stuff I played was I played a lot of Medal of Honor. Like,
oh yeah,
like
definitely.
if like I'm sorry, it might not hold up nowadays, but like back in the day, Medal of Honor was like top tier gaming.
Yes, it was. Medal of Honor Frontline was the one I had for PS2. But
We
then
had one for
my
PC.
introduction to Call of Duty was Finest Hour, which is an absolute favorite of mine, and it's narrated by Dennis Haysbert, aka the Allstate guy. So you can't beat
I
that.
think the first one we had was Call of Duty 3.
Which I believe was for 360.
No, I think it was for Xbox.
Was it? Okay.
I don't remember. Like my little brother played it more than I did. I was in the Halo my Halo phase, occasionally playing Medal of Honor on PC.
PS3, Wii, Xbox 360, PS2, and Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah, so
So
basically, it was a launch title. It had to be like a launch title for the PS3 because the PS3 came out in 06.
so
So I remember the game, looking so amazing for its time, and it did. So one last thing before we wrap things up here. So there was really big news this week that Pat Sajak is finally retiring at the end of the year after 41 years of hosting Wheel of Fortune. When you
that's Bob Barker level shit.
yeah, when you think of like the Mount Rushmore in terms of like people who are institutions as game show hosts, he's definitely there with Bob Barker and Alex Trebek. I don't even know who you'd put on as a fourth face.
And we all know Alex Trebek and Sean Connery are playing Celebrity Wheel of Fortune or Celebrity Jeopardy right now.
Yes, Ted Ferguson. That is like one of the greatest sketches in SNL ever. But the news came out this week that his replacement will be Ryan Seacrest.
And
Thoughts on that?
should get ready for a lawsuit.
I don't hate it, quite frankly. He's been around enough on television. He's done very well in everything
But
everything,
you heard Vanna White lawyered up, right? With his decision.
No.
I don't know the full extent of it, but I think she felt like she deserved. Again, speculation here because I've seen like headline captures, but when it was announced, she lawyered up.
Well, I know that she's asking for a pay raise for the first time ever, which is wild, considering how synonymous she is with the show.
Yeah, so I said I don't know the full extent. I'd have to do some more research into it, but I just know that Vanna White lawyered up. So either they denied, either she wanted to. My guess is this: either she wanted to be the new host because she's been there for fucking forever since the beginning.
Yeah,
just about, and she's synonymous with Wheel of Fortune, or like I said, she asked for a pay raise, they denied it, so she's lowering up and saying, "Pay me or I'm done."
Holy hell! Now that's something, and I can't imagine that show without. I mean, it's already going to be weird without Pat, but without either of them, that just won't feel right. Now, what that got me thinking about is, as a child, who were your favorite game show hosts? Now we got a lot of answers on Facebook, and a big thank you to everybody who sent in their thoughts in the comment section on our Facebook page, where we got a lot of your usual Bob Barkers, and you got your Alex Trebeks. For our older contributors, we got guys like Gene Rayburn, who hosted Password in the 1970s. Bob Eubanks, of course, of the Newlywed Game. And even Tom Bergeron, who was maybe more famous for hosting Dancing with the Stars, but he was also the host of Hollywood Squares in the 90s and the 2000s. I loved hosting that
he
show.
took over Bob Saget's America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, he did America's Funniest Home Videos in the late 90s, but then he also he really took off doing Hollywood Squares. And by the way, if you never watched the more modern version of Hollywood Squares, you need to look up Gilbert Gottfried's "You Fool" segment on Hollywood Squares. You will probably piss yourself. It is hysterical. But who were your favorite game show hosts? Like, did you watch a lot of Nickelodeon game shows? To
No,
tie into that.
I watched a lot of ABC. So like for me, it was when it comes to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin.
Hell yeah.
And like it's not really a game show; it's more of a sketch show, whatever. But Drew Carey on Whose Line?
Yeah, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Which is improv comedy, but yeah, absolutely. And of course, Drew doing The Price Is Right as long as he has, and he's done a fantastic job.
And
but,
fun fact, Whose Line I think is doing a live show in St. Louis here pretty soon.
No way.
Yeah, it's called Who's Live.
Oh, that's so freaking cool. You have to tell me more about that.
I want to go, but wife doesn't. She's not a fan of Whose Line. She thinks it's stupid.
No, it's improv. It's like right off the dome. Scenes from a Hat. Greatest game ever. Holy shit.
Oh god. The Weather Report one, like, are the
oh yeah, with the green screen.
Yep. Or Greatest Hits. Like Wayne Brady is so underrated.
Irish drinking song.
Yeah.
Or three-headed Broadway star.
I'm sorry, Irish Drinking Song was always my favorite. It's so good.
Wait, because it would usually end with like Ryan Stiles or Colin Mocker would say something just completely out of left field, and Wayne Brady would just corpse and not be able to finish.
Yep. Or like the special guests they'd have, like, if you've never seen the Who's Line with Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, yeah.
Ron Simmons is a special guest.
Not Ron Simmons, Richard Simmons.
Oh, Richard Simmons, that's it. Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons as a special guest for Human Props.
Oh, good God!
You have to watch it.
No, I've seen it.
Oh my God!
And if you haven't, and folks, if you haven't, please look up Richard Simmons. Whose Line Is It Anyway? It is so amazing. And of course, the classic, the hoedown at the end of the show. But yeah, Drew should get more of his flowers. I feel like he does now more for The Price Is Right than he does for even the Drew Carey show, which was a favorite of mine. But going back, like with my favorite game show host, and we got, for the Nickelodeon generation, we got Mark Summers, who was the host of Double Dare and What Would You Do? Mike O'Malley, who some people may know more for the sitcom Yes Dear, but my man hosted Nickelodeon Guts and Global Guts. And a special shout out to Mike.
Speaking of Nickelodeon Guts, did you know there's a game on that?
Game? Like a video game?
For the Super Nintendo. No
fucking way.
Give me a second.
Is it bad?
No.
Because I remember American Gladiators got a video game for Super Nintendo, and it wasn't all that good. The NES one was worse. Nickelodeon Guts, the video game? No, I had no idea.
Give me a second.
Do you have it? Man. Also, Silver.
I'm posting an image.
Silver Snakes all the way. Okay. Dude, what? Look at that box. It says, "Do you have it?" Oh, that's so dope. Look at that.
We had that. We actually had that growing up, and we played it. Controls on certain games were a little wonky, but no, I to the point where I actually played it fairly well. The final obstacle course and whatnot was a bit of a bitch.
Well, yeah, you're climbing the mountain, the aggro crag.
Yeah, well, there's certain ones, like there was certain bars you had to jump to get it across.
Mm-hmm.
And I kid you not, they were so small and getting that jump, it almost had to be a pixel perfect like jump grab.
And on the side, why in the world did I say Silver Snakes? We're not talking about Legends of the Hidden Temple, even though I think that would have been a fun ass video game if they ever made one. That would have been a blast. And shout out to the host of that show, Kirk Fogg, who was always speaking with the talking head Stonehead Olmec. But we got a lot of great answers on game show hosts. So like I said, with American Gladiator, shout out to Mike Adamley, who is the host for every season of American Gladiators. Unfortunately, the man suffers from, I believe, dementia nowadays, which is very, very unfortunate. But yeah, that show absolutely rocked, and so many others. Also, you mentioned Wayne Brady, dude. He hosted the new version of Let's Make a Deal.
Yep.
Dude, you know how many times I watched that in college in the dorm room when we had no cable.
all I know is like when it comes to Wayne Brady, like the man is so multifacetedly talented.
It's not fair.
Like literally name somebody else out there who there's a few of them out there, but somebody like who could literally on the drop of a dime come up with a banger of a song.
Yeah. To have that ability to improvise and be excellent at it is very, very special. And that we're all thankful for a show like Whose Line Is It Anyway that gave him that platform, and it made improv really cool to the masses and for a lot of people who weren't familiar with it. So yeah, and a major shout out, but yeah, Wayne Brady also, and you know what? Other comedians who hosted, we got some Family Feud answers because Family Feud's had a million hosts.
Yeah,
no one said Steve Harvey, and that bothered me.
I think a lot of people. It's weird because like Family like. He's such become synonymous with Family Feud, and like, I'm sorry, nothing is better than Steve Harvey reactions.
Oh yeah, especially to some really outlandish or dirty answers.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the video of the moment when men's marriage ends when they say something really ridiculous?
Yeah.
Or when a marriage ends, like, there was one question that said 100 people were asked, name one thing you can't wait for your ex to do, and this dude said die with his whole chest, and Steve without hesitation high-fived him.
Yeah. I mean, Steve's got a lot of exes, like,
yeah, I'm sure, just like a lot of people, but no, that one absolutely, that one killed me.
The one that I love or really love is when it says 100 married men were asked, and like name a what it was like name which this your wife after the 7 dwarfs like for sex or whatnot, and both the men are just like, no, this is like the first buzz in. They're both just sitting here like,
exactly. You're not about to catch me slipping because I gotta go home with her.
Yeah,
ain't no way.
One of them eventually did answer and whatnot, but like I said, they're just both. It was funny because Steve just sitting here like, yeah, or like 100 men would ask, what would you do for sex? Like all the men were getting like the right answers, and one of the guys got wrong. I just like none of the women could figure out the right answer. He's like, this question was made for a man, and like again, like I said, he said one of the guy got it wrong. It's like, you asked your wife about this one, didn't you? It's like, you don't ask a woman about it for this question.
No, it depends. All openness is subjective to each to every relationship.
Well, it's like 100 men. What like the top 5 answers for like what would you do for sex? Like, and it's like kill for it, die for it, beg for it, steal for it. Like,
listen, y'all motherfuckers tripping.
But again, like it's Steve's reaction with all of it. It's just like it's like y'all need to realize this is what men will do for sex.
I think in that one video, the first guy, I think the question was name something your wife could be better at, and I'm grimacing like, yeah, you better watch yourself. And this dude straight up said oral sex. She's standing next to him. Like, dude, you just put out on TV that you don't think your wife gives good head. Guess who ain't getting it for the rest of your marriage? Good night. enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, we with the Family Feud answers, we got Louis Anderson, who of course is super funny. God rest his soul. Richard Karn, aka Al Borland from Home Improvement, who is underrated in terms of because he has a very understated sense of humor. I mean, you're next to Tim Allen all those years, obviously. And then the one that really caught me off guard was John O'Hurley. Now, if you're not familiar with Seinfeld, you may not know who he is, but he played Jay Peterman on Seinfeld. He's very funny as well, but not that ha ha funny the way a Steve Harvey is.
Yeah.
And just has that big loud energy. But we got a lot of great answers, and it's shocking the fact that we're going to enter into 2024 with a different host of an institution like Wheel of Fortune, where you know what you're getting every night.
I mean, we went through a trial phase with Jeopardy.
Yeah, and some people probably still just choose to go watch old reruns on Netflix with Alex.
And that's what it is.
Respectfully, and it absolutely is what it is, and those institutions will continue to roll on.
I'm going to take a side note here real quickly. Just random thought crossed my head and have saw the other night. Have you seen who won Britain's Got Talent this year?
I did not.
It's a comedian. You just need to watch it.
All right.
I'm telling you right now, it is the most random, whatever you want to call it. And some people were upset that this guy beat out two kids that were very talented.
I believe I see the name Vigo Ven.
Yep. He's from
Okay.
Sweden.
I'll check him out. I love European talent in general. Boy, his hair is something. But
I'm telling you right now, like, this guy, his talent might not be the most like awe-inspiring, like, oh, he's got a great voice, or oh, he's got he does these really incredible things. This guy's talent literally is connecting with an audience and bringing a smile to somebody's face.
I'm all about that all the time, and I think we all should be.
Like I said, it's not the most like wow thing, but it's something. It's a talent that even fewer people have. Like, not many people can come up here, do the most random shit, make people laugh, and connect an audience and bring enjoyment.
One last thing from me before we wrap up shop. Did you know Maury Povich is now going to be having his own home paternity kit test?
I saw like the other night we were at the French Quarter bar in near Ellisville, and I saw something on the TV about that. I didn't really know what was going on because the music was loud, and they didn't have the volume on it or subtitles. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. I saw that it was up there. They're talking about Maury, but like.
Now, we're not going to sit there and laugh too hard about it, because I know this is something that's always been very, very important to Maury Povich. He's a big fan of the typical family unit, and making sure that children and parents are able to be united as properly. But with all the memes and everything that have come out of you are not the father, this paternity kit is going to be called The Results Are In. Because now, does it come with the loud audience? And if you are not the father, does it come with a video of a dude dancing?
I don't know, but my thing is this: when it comes to the '90s, the three most iconic shows like that were Jerry Springer, Maury, Montel.
Montel brought the heat and brought the seriousness, and I always like that. So in our house, every 3 o'clock, I remember Montel. 4 o'clock, Maury. But this Maury didn't really fall into the rabbit hole of paternity test episodes and bad kids going to boot camp, and
he had some good ones. Like, I think it was Maury who he did a whole episode on adults who are trapped in kids' bodies.
And also, do you remember he had episodes about like people who had quote weird phobias?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one I will never forget it is a lady was deathly afraid of aluminum foil. And somebody brought it out because the whole point was to try to help these people confront and overcome their fears. And this woman started crying and screaming, and she ran off stage because I guess a staff member brought out aluminum foil. And of course, when you're a kid, you're like, "What the fuck? You're afraid of aluminum foil?" But for some people, that these are legitimate phobias, and they're not able to be explained uh, rationally. But I
Some
remember that
some
then.
some are irrational. Some phobias are triggered due to a traumatic event. Like
Yeah,
I won't lie to you. Like when I was younger, in elementary school, we had a special day where like a guest came in and like talked about like different insects and whatnot, and like he gave us all these little like insect cat like terrarium kind of things. Like you catch insects, whatever, put them in there. And
yeah,
I went out there, I caught like 5 or 6 different wolf spiders. Because growing
dang.
up, I had no fear of spiders. I got older, and I was late one night just reading a book or whatnot, and looked down my chest, and there was a big ass spider on my chest. Needless to say, ever since then, I don't do
Uh-uh.
spiders.
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't
So
a
like I said, some things can just be traumatically induced.
Yeah, no, naturally, but yeah, you can miss me with that one. Like I mess with spiders like I do with snakes and clowns. Nah,
S-
you can have it.
Snakes don't really terrify me.
I told you about what happened when I found a snake in the bathroom. I
Yeah, yeah,
set it outside and
yeah,
said, "Nah, you can have the house. Was
yeah,
I ain't living here no more."
yeah. Well, it's who I grew up with. My dad was a small mammal biologist, and he knew reptiles and all that stuff. So I grew up around all that, and I never had a fear of it.
No, sir,
Like I
not
kid you not.
me.
Growing up, I'd help my. I don't know if I talked about this before or not, but I helped my dad ban birds. Like he'd set up a net, catch a bird, he'd hold it, take measurements, put a band on it, and set it free.
I mean, no, no, that's
And,
very awesome.
and it's how like I helped dad do that.
And I think that's super cool. Just I ain't mess with animals like that. Um, But on that note, folks, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up shop here. It's been another fun one. Just catching everybody up on what's going on with us. And one day, our pro paint salesman, like legit, Jared is a licensed pro paint salesman, so he might as well be a real Hank Hill. And
He's getting there. He's
yeah, he
getting there.
really is. Like he legitimately will send us pictures of his yard, never his kids.
But the thing is though, he'll never send us a good cooked steak.
I made a good ass 1 pound Angus steak the other night. Damn it! I should have sent that to you.
The other night, it was last night before. I had some chicken I needed to cook and whatnot, so I threw it in the foodie, seasoned it up or whatnot. It was I pre cooked it that way I could have it last night with some pasta. And dude, like those chicken thighs were fucking fire.
Man, envy. You know what? I need to put out some chicken today. Problem is, it's so damn hot. I'm probably not gonna feel like cooking, so it's probably gonna be pizza tonight.
Uh,
But
Tonight it's leftover pasta with chicken, and I got some extra one slice of pizza left. I got some shit in there. I'll figure out.
see, now we're gonna close out. So again, this was an absolute blast as always. Once again, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcast and iHeartRadio and
Oh,
YouTube.
one more thing. Shout out to some new boys in town.
Yeah, definitely. I got to give a shout out to a couple of buddies of mine, Michael Bowling, Joe Valente, who I still have not met to this day. We've been Facebook friends for like 10 years. Dude lives in Jersey. Could choose a better place to live. They have a new gaming podcast called the Tilted Casuals Podcast. Find them on Facebook. Their first episode is already up. Great name, and they talk gaming and hopefully we can collaborate. They really want to get together with us, and I'm very very proud of Michael. I helped train him whenever he worked at the radio station with me a long time ago. Dude was homeschooled and legit knew nothing about nothing. Now, like a decade later, he's doing great, married, and is now a big hockey fan. So I'm very proud of that. Like,
So,
good. I get to brainwash kids.
so just little foreshadowing of hopefully we'll get to collab with them here soon.
No doubt about it. Like awesome dudes, great taste in music, black metal, hip hop, and it's complete unfiltered gaming. So check them out. That's the Tilted Casuals podcast on Spotify. Give them a follow and tell them that we sent you. On that note, K-Rob, Byron, Jared hibernating in his cave somewhere. Hopefully he'll wake up soon enough, and his job will take it easy on him, and we'll get him back on the show here in a couple of weeks. Until then, be kind, always rewind, and we will see you next time on Beards, Brews, and Bros. Cruise out.
Peace.